When you want a family bad enough, sometimes you're just willing to push the uncomfortable things aside. In chapter 1, I mentioned the red flags, and that's what this video is about. Okay, so to give a little context to where I am in life with this video is I got married at the age of 50. I was late in life. She was 32. There's a red flag for you right there. But I was ready for stability. I was ready for family. I mentioned these things to her while we were dating. We dated very quickly. And I just wanted to build something to last and just settle down. And I really thought I had found the one. You know, to this day, I still do. We'll get into that later as well. But let's get on to the red flags that I ignored. And I'm still working on the reasoning why. I'm in therapy for that. And it's a good thing to learn. But the red flags were early. They showed up early. So I can't get into all the red flags, that would take too long, and I haven't really fleshed them all out yet. It's painful realizing that you should have paid attention to something and didn't. But like I said before, my goal was just to settle down and just make a real life with a family. So red flag number 1 is we really only dated for maybe 2 months before we got married and made all these decisions. And I'm gonna say the red flag number 1 was she proposed to me after, this is all theory. I'm not placing blame, calling names or anything like that, but I feel like she was studying me and wanted to tell me what I wanted to hear, but she proposed to me and she said we could get married and have babies. And right then and there, I almost ran away from that situation just because it was so foreign and so strange, but I really felt comfortable with her. I really did love her. I don't know. I did get 2 beautiful kids out of it, so I think best case scenario, I should have stayed with it a little longer in the dating phase, but we just ran with it right there. So there's red flag number 1. So red flag number 2 is what I found out much later is the intense love bomb stage where everything just clicked and I just fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. And maybe it was real, but I think about it now and it's like, it was just very intense. Just the I love yous and just the way our thoughts were conveyed and stuff like that. She was going through a horrible breakup in a bad relationship and she had 2 children from that situation, and looking back, could easily interpret that as she was just running for her life or survival, however you want to put it. But yeah, it was very intense, very fast, which was beautiful, but I don't know if it was calculated or conditional or transactional or, yeah, so that was another red flag. So as I go through my notes and I realize, I could really spend a lot of time on this video with the red flags and everything. So I'm just going to give a third example and we'll just leave it there for now and try to make this a quick video. But there was physical abuse real fast in our relationship too. That did raise red flags, and there was a lot, there was a bunch of other stuff. I will get into it. I actually broke up with her And somehow we worked it out, and part of me was like saving face, like, here we are, we just got married. It was less than a year. And I was like, just really confused, really lost. And like I said, I love this woman, and I had a lot of empathy for her. She had a hard childhood. She had revealed, a lot of trauma in her life, and my heart was there for her, and I wanted to be there for her. But there's some boundaries you just can't let get crossed. So, yeah, we'll leave that as number 3 right now. All right, so I've put out red flags. I was aware of them. I have to admit to myself that I probably should have just ended it or really reconsidered on the emotional depth of that relationship with those red flags. But shortly after number 3, we got pregnant. And that was the one thing I wanted more than anything, especially late in life. Like I said, I loved this woman throughout all this. It's confusing, but I had empathy for her situation, and I believed in her. So when we started having kids, I just pushed it all aside, and I think I just wished for the best. I told myself I'm just going to be there for her. And, the act of having a family was beautiful. She brought 2 kids into our marriage. And then we added 2 more. It was beautiful. I've still got a lot of work to do on pushing stuff under the carpet, let's just say, because I'm not a fan of that. I've never been a fan of that. I'm critical of people who do that. But looking back, it's like there were signs, and I pushed stuff under the carpet, and it was for the sake of having a family. So in my delving into these red flags, the 2 things I came away with later in life, and after a horrible, really abusive discard of me in front of my children, there's a lot of trauma involved here, and just hurt. But healthy relationships shouldn't make you feel confused all the time, and I did have that confusion for almost all of my marriage. I mean, I justified it by having kids and wanting to be there for her. And the other thing is real love. You should never push your own needs. In this case, my needs were clarity and just kindness. And she wasn't she was a wonderful woman most of the time, but she really lacked empathy and compassion. Looking back, those are signs of a personality disorder. But you should never sacrifice your own needs for a relationship, because really, truly, what kind of relationship do you have then? So to close this chapter up, which I'll get into deeper as I explore it more, what have I figured out from touching base on all this? Understanding the red flags is definitely part of my healing. Clarity, just answers, and at times it becomes a blame on myself for breaking boundaries that I should have stuck to. But there's many reasons to place that blame, and like I said, I do have 2 beautiful children. I hope someday I can help her in some way. but she has to want that help. You can't wish someone to get better or to confront their own issues. You can be there for them, but you can't expect it ever. You can only expect things of yourself. So this little chapter is about clarity and my search for clarity. And we'll come back to these red flags a little later on as I explore them more. So thank you for watching the video, and I hope you see you around as I continue trying to make these. And these are very therapeutic for me. They're one person's experience. I'm not offering professional advice. It's just, my experience and my thoughts, and I'm trying to heal. I hope you have a good day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.